Hi, my name is Carolina Bay, and I graduated from the University of Virginia in 2018, and I currently work as an elementary school teacher. And this is my kingdom story. So, when I was in college, my parents actually moved overseas and became missionaries, and so during my undergrad years, I had to play this role of international student slash out-of-state student, where over my breaks, I would visit my parents overseas, or I would stay at my apartment in Charlottesville, or I would go stay with friends during the holidays, all of which I'm very, very thankful for, but somehow it never really felt like home anywhere I went, and it always felt like something was enough. Through this distance with my parents, I developed this desire to actually go on missions after I graduated. And so 4 years of thinking about this with a lot of support from people around me, I started the application process. But as I started going through it, I faced a lot of emotional challenges during that point in my life. And I had to be really honest with myself about why I was going. And I had to make a very difficult decision to end up not following that path. And it was one of the hardest decisions that I had to make because I felt like I lost a part of my identity as a Christian. And I thought that being over there was where I was supposed to be, and being over there was going to make me somehow a good Christian. And through this change in circumstances, I ended up moving up to Northern Virginia. And if you know anything about me from my college years, is that Nova was the last place I wanted to move. I was very against it. I developed a lot of really unjust prejudices towards this area, thinking that it's this place of dark complacency where people felt like they didn't need God, and it just seemed like the total opposite of the mission field. So I moved up, I was feeling empty and dry and cynical, and thinking that if God really wanted me to be here, it must have everything I need. I was really selfish, and I found a way to grumble about everything. I was grumbling about church, about making new friends, my new apartment, and even my job. But one Sunday after service, where Pastor Owen actually preached about doing social justice and doing good, I went to the store to pick up a few things, and there was an elderly woman in the parking lot who was trying to move her groceries from her large cart into her car. And she seemed like she was having a hard time, so I stopped by and I offered my help. I moved those groceries over. I gave her a little God bless you at the end, and she expressed her thanks, and we went our separate ways. But something clicked in me that day, and I realized that being a Christian doesn't mean I have to be a pastor or even a missionary. Being a Christian and loving God's kingdom and feeling His peace isn't confined to one place or one job. I came up to Northern Virginia thinking that because it was a well-off, populated, developed area, that it was going to serve me and fulfill me. But I realized that as Christians on earth, this place will never serve me because it's not the place where I belong. It's not heaven. And so now it's my duty as a Christian to make my corner of the world look a little bit more like heaven every day through my compassion and good deeds. In Matthew chapter 6, verse 10, Jesus says in the Lord's Prayer, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And I had to really submit to God's will and His kingdom with moving up to Northern Virginia. And now that I'm here, I'm working on making this part of the earth, this little corner of Nova that I'm in, look a little bit more like heaven every day by being like Jesus. And that's how I feel His peace in my life and feel like I truly belong. Thanks for listening to my story.